Welcome to Mainland Television, your regional television station. I'm Chrissy Small, and some of the stories coming up in today's news. Prime Minister is on a flying visit to Nelson. Marco's prove they're in great winning form. Young driver finds crime doesn't pay, and much more. On busy Waimea Road early Wednesday afternoon, a silver car was forced to stop by police near the roadworks outside of our office at Mainland Television. The vehicle was a silver Mitsubishi Diamante and was cut off by a police car, and an 18-year-old driver was asked to leave the vehicle. Traffic flow was only slightly impeded by the incident, but drivers along Waimea Road heading from the city made allowances for the narrow road space. The young male driver and his male passenger left the vehicle while the police officer sought more information about the vehicle's driver. After approximately 10 minutes, the police officer arrested the young man while his passenger watched from the footpath. Other police vehicles and officers arrived at the scene to assist the lone officer, who had to restrain the offender in the back of a police car until a fellow officer could drive them to the station. The driver, it seems, may have left his keys, leaving the car's passenger, assisted by attending police officers, to push the vehicle away from the traffic diversion cones to park the vehicle out of the way. Mainland understands that the driver is known to police and that he had been involved in a drive-off from a petrol station. The male driver has been charged with theft and resisting police and will appear in the Nelson District Court on the 23rd of September. Nelson Duty Nurse Manager Bridget Baldwin has been honoured for her service to the New Zealand Nurses Organisation at an awards ceremony in Wellington this week. The New Zealand Nurses Association, Kerry Nuku, said that Bridget has made an understanding contribution to Nurses Org as a member of the Nurses Organisation Nurse Managers section since 2005 and as a committee member and chairperson in these last 4 years. Bridget's vision to broaden the section to include nurses with an interest in management was brought about by her desire to ensure nurses have a voice and support in order to perform their roles. She instigated the Nurse Managers website and contributed to the staging and running of 2 Nurse Managers conferences and an IV therapy conference. Bridget has been described as a very organised and detailed person who keeps her positive frame of mind and sense of humour despite the demands of her position. She continues to support nurses of all levels and continues to fly the flag for nurse managers. Nelson had a visit by the New Zealand Prime Minister John Key this week, who arrived at Nelson Airport on an Air New Zealand flight mid-Thursday morning. We sent a cameraman down to the airport to see the Prime Minister's arrival but missed him as he had caught an earlier flight, possibly to avoid any protest action by the anti-TPPA movement. The Prime Minister was in Nelson to speak at the Aquaculture New Zealand annual conference and to attend lunch with the Nelson Tasman Chamber of Commerce at Seifred's Estate Winery in Appleby. We managed to catch up with some of John Key's visit, and we discovered he liked to pick his peanut butter while in town.
Mr. Key, how are you enjoying your time in Nelson so far?
Having a great time. It's fantastic. Yeah.
Cool. Hey, enjoy your time. John Key's in the area today. Do you guys have anything to say to him, or any thoughts about that?
Didn't know he was here.
Oh, okay.
Didn't know he was here.
No.
Yes.
That's all right. And
introduce capital gains tax on Auckland properties.
on Auckland properties. Just
And
Auckland?
Basically, that's where the job was coming from.
Okay.
And also a stamp duty. And also charge overseas buyers or non-residents GST on Auckland prices,
Right.
which would curb the enthusiasm a little bit.
Were you aware that John Key's in the region today, and if so,
No, I wasn't aware of that, no.
you were? What would you say to him if you saw him? Do you have
Nothing.
any messages?
No messages.
So, were you aware that John Key's in the area today?
No, I'm not.
You're
no.
not. Do you have any messages for him if you run into him?
For John Key. I don't know if I'd want to be filmed saying some things. Yeah, I'd just like him to listen to the people and what they say.
This week, police nationwide are paying particular attention to drivers who are putting others' lives at risk while focused on their phone instead of on the road ahead. Superintendent Steve Greeley, who is the new National Manager of Road Policing, said that police want drivers to put away the phone, tablet, iPod or any other distractions that can tempt you or take your attention away from driving. The Ministry of Transport data shows that in 2014, diverted attention was identified as a contributing factor in a total of 1,053 crashes, equating to 12% of all crashes, which resulted in 22 people being killed and a further 191 sustaining serious injuries. The total social cost of crashes involving diverted attention was approximately $297 million, which is approximately 9% of the social cost associated with all casualty crashes. The Nelson Tasman Civil Defence Emergency Management Group has achieved the highest score in the country as part of its Capability Assessment Report undertaken by the Ministry of Civil Defence and Emergency Management. The Civil Defence Management Group was awarded 82.1% higher than the target of 79% set by the Director in 2013, making them the top group in New Zealand. Nelson Tasman Civil Defence have held its top position after also being rated best in the last round of reviews in 2009. Nelson Tasman Civil Defence EM Manager Roger Ball said the high score reflects an engaged and effective team. He said the staff have sought to incorporate important lessons learned from the region's big floods and the Canterbury earthquakes. In its latest report, the Ministry had high praise for the group, noting the results set an example to other groups. The Ministry said that the result reflects a high collaborative culture among all civil defence emergency management partners across the region. The strong scores across the capability assessment reflect the well-developed interagency relationships, well-connected subcommittee structure that drives CEDEM delivery, and the ongoing commitment to reducing hazard risk across both councils. The smaller size of the group and the two unitary councils further enhance this connectedness, and this provides a significant advantage in the ability to influence across the 4 R's, which are reduction, readiness, response and recovery, with the approach taken in risk reduction the most notable. Civil Defence Emergency Management is embedded in what we think, do and say. There is no gap, it said. The key agencies making up the Civil Defence Management team are Nelson City and Tasman District Councils, Emergency Services, Ministry of Social Development and the Nelson Marlborough District Health Board, along with a local iwi representative. Only one recommendation was made in the report that suggested the group to assess its position and develop an appropriate action plan that will enable continuous improvement. We hope to speak to Roger Ball of Civil Defence next week about the upcoming National Shakeout exercise.
Do you know anything about the shakeout that's supposed to be happening in the region?
The shakeout.
Shakeout, yeah. No, it's a nationwide civil defence.
Okay. No.
Earthquake preparedness drill. Do the words shakeout mean anything to you?
Yeah, that's isn't that something coming up with about an earthquake?
It is.
Yeah, so it's supposed to be a day, sometime in October 12th or 16th, something like that.
Yep, 12th or 16th.
Yeah, that we play like there's an earthquake, and yeah.
Awesome. Do the words shakeout for this region mean anything to you?
No.
Okay, it's a nationwide civil defence program where it's kind of to prepare us for a great big earthquake or something like that.
Tasman Marcos have done it again and seem to be on a roll with their best winning streak yet, beating North Harbour in Wednesday's game on their home ground, Trafalgar Park, in a 39-20 win. Marcos try scorers were Viliami Lolehia, Jimmy Cohen, Marty Banks and Mitchell Scott. Trent Renata had 2 conversions and Banks 1 penalty. The Marcos take on Auckland and Blenheim this Sunday with one last home game against Canterbury in Nelson on the 3rd of October.
So the Tasman Marcos are doing pretty well at the moment, having just beat North Harbour and Canterbury.
Yeah.
Have you been to any of their games or
No.
plan to go any games?
I'd like to go to some of the games, and I've only seen some of the highlights on TV, but yeah, I do realise they're doing really good. Marty Banks is cleaning up, and yeah.
Awesome. So the Tasman Marcos are pretty much at the top of their game at the moment, just having beat North Harbour last night and Canterbury last week. Have you been to any of their games or anything like that? No? The Tasman Marcos are at the top of their game at the moment, having just beaten North Harbour last night and Canterbury last week. Have you guys been to any of their games?
No.
Don't be silly.
Not into rugby?
No.
We ski.
After the break, we'll bring you the latest weather update and some events and happenings coming up from around the region.
Hi everyone, I'm Malcolm Harris from the Facilitators. We now look after sales for Mainland TV, radio, Sky and online. New Zealand On Air's latest Colmar Brunton survey confirms Mainland's large multimedia audience. If you're in business or want to put a message out to everyone in the Nelson Tasman region, plus nationwide on Sky or worldwide online, please give me a call or see our website at www.mainlandtv.nz.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics, toys,
sound systems, cables, and much, much more. JCar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
I'm Francis from Nelson Auto Glass. We repair all auto glass, stone chips, windscreen replacements, scratch removal.
If you have an auto glass issue, our team will sort it.
Nelson Auto Glass Specialist, 84 Vanguard Street, Nelson.
.1 The Shed.
Welcome me hearties to Smuggler's Pub and Cafe, famous for hearty meals, craft ales and a friendly service way. Sensational seasonal menus with meals all day and evening too, or sail in for a snack with special menus for young smugglers and you. Settle in for a jolly old time, relax and enjoy our award-winning dining and lovely fine wine. Decked out in an old worldly way, we're open 7 days. Book or come on in to 8 Muritai Street, not far from a beach, walk or swim. Phone 546408.
Sit and Be Fit is on at the Victory Community Centre Tuesdays and Thursdays at 10 a.m. at the Victory Community Church, 238 Upper Vanguard Street. School terms only. Fun while you get fitter, work at your level. For more information, please contact Shirley on 547 1433 or 021 121 8023.
Victory 60 Plus is on Tuesdays at 1:30 through to 3:30 p.m. at 238 Upper Vanguard Street. You can join in for cards, games and a cuppa. On behalf of the team here at Mainland Television News, thank you for joining us, and we'll bring you the latest news and events from around the region again tomorrow.
Supporting local content so you can see more of New Zealand on air.
Are you tired of endless reality shows? Would you prefer to watch captivating documentaries?
They have swallowed cars.
Exciting movies.
Go ahead, load up and shoot.
Music for the soul.
How do you think I ate your fish and chips? I did, you're mistaken.
Programming from around the world. Places to visit. Local news and views.
I'm Graham O'Brien and today's bulletin. Do you want to change the flag?
No, I don't want to change the flag.
Stay tuned to Mainland TV, your local station.
This is a beautiful 4-bedroom, 3-bathroom home. It's large internal access double garage. It fits 2 cars nicely with a little workshop bench at the end of it. In this room we have 2 large lazy boys, a 3-seater and a 2-seater leather lounge suite, 50-inch Samsung TV and a heat pump. Features are a cathedral ceiling and of course that beautiful view.
For relatively little cost, you too can sell your house. Do it yourself. You're the best person to promote and sell your own house. Your personal endorsement is the best selling proposition. Put yourself on screen and sell it. You know the attractions of your house. You know it better than anybody else. So, get up there and tell us all about it. Sell it.
Upstairs we have 3 bedrooms. One of these has a full ensuite, that's the master bedroom, with large bifold doors. Now out these bifold doors you get to a wraparound deck area that faces northwest, and this is lovely in the morning for sitting and having your coffee.
Hawk Films is now producing for you an advertising package and a broadcasting service at a price far lower than you would expect. We will produce your advertising video and feature it across TV, radio and electronic media. Your message will be up to 3 minutes long and it'll be broadcast 5 times a day on radio and TV. 5 times a day. And it will be listed online all day, every day, for exposure to your potential buyers. You can also use the ad and the photos to promote your house on radio, TV, Trade Me and other real estate sites. We can also offer drone aerial shots for a totally different viewpoint from the one you would normally see. Selling your house is up to you and your solicitor. We're here to merely add value to your advertising strategy. Give me a call and let's get your property on the market. Or better still, email or text me and I'll call you back.
World War I was a defining period in our history, impacting greatly on the lives of people from the Nelson province. Memories of the First World War is an exhibition which will be displayed in a number of regional venues and is currently on at the Nelson Provincial Museum.
We're the team at JCar, right here in Nelson, 120 Hardy Street. Our shop is full of electronic items,
including security alarm systems, electronic components,
solar and power,
electronics toys,
sound systems, cables and much, much more. JCar.
120 Hardy Street, Nelson.
Imagine a world millions of years in the future. A world where evolution has written a new chapter in the story of life. The world is inhabited by very strange creatures, like nothing the Earth has ever seen. "200 million years in the future, a parched, barren desert stretches over 8,000 kilometers. Only a few creatures survive in this harsh, brutal landscape, and to do so requires some very unusual lifestyles. here, nothing is what it seems. This baking desert is fueled by food that comes from the other side of a massive range of mountains running down its eastern edge. In 200 million years' time, the planet itself is very different. All the continents have collided and formed one massive supercontinent. The desert is formed where the mountains on the east coast shield the land from the moisture of the global ocean. On this side of the mountains, strange flying creatures, flish, descended from fish, live on the coast and feed over the open water. But they have to live with a continuous danger of violent storms.
Now, one of the things about a supercontinent is that with all the land masses clumped together, surrounded in essence by one huge ocean, the energy balance of the globe changes. There's a lot more energy, a lot warmer ocean, a lot more energy is transferred to the atmosphere. We have much more powerful storms.
Huge hurricanes batter the coastline of the supercontinent. They're hypercanes, 50% stronger than today's most powerful hurricanes, with 400-kilometer-an-hour winds. It would be impossible for any creature to fight against this wind. Swept up by the howling winds, the flish are carried deep into the mountains.
Every once in a while, one of these giant storms that's strong enough to make it over the mountains and make it into this desert inside the continent will bring with it flish. Enormous numbers of flish that got caught up in the storm, blown inland, and as the storm dies out, the flish settle down, as it were, as aerial fertilizer, entering the ecosystem as carcasses.
The flish lie dying in the scorching sun, but already there's something looking for them. A bumble beetle. It can fly at 35 kilometers an hour, fast for an insect, and it has to. It must search vast areas to find one of these flish graveyards.
The bumble beetle's got two problems. The overriding one is that its food source is very spread out and it doesn't know where it is. Because it's spread out, it's got to be able to travel fast and cheaply. And because it's got to find the food, it needs an effective sensory mechanism. Now, modern insects often find food by scent with antennae. But the problem with antennae is they're big and they create a lot of drag. So it makes flight expensive, or it forces the insect to go slowly. The bumble beetle can't do that. It's therefore become rather modified. It's still a bit like an insect in shape, but it's very streamlined.
The front legs are covered in hairs, turning them into extra antennae. But these hairs and the antennae fold down in flight to reduce drag. Stiff wing cases also provide extra lift, saving energy in flight. It starts its journey with 40% of its body filled with fat, which gives it just enough fuel to fly for 24 hours non-stop. The bumble beetle can pick up the scent of a dead flish from 10 kilometers away. And after searching for several hours, it's found one. But this flish is already occupied. by a grim worm, a bizarre kind of insect. Inside the body of the dead fish, grimworms grow quickly on the rich meat. They double their size in 48 hours. As grimworms spend their whole lives eating, their mouthparts have been modified into 3 sets of slicing and grinding jaws. A bumble beetle can't compete with this eating machine. It has no choice but to continue its search. Time is running out.
This desert is one of the harshest environments we can imagine for terrestrial plants and animals to survive in. But they're there. How do they do it? Well, we don't really have to use science fiction again. We can simply turn around and see how plants and animals survive in similar environments, the Namib Desert of southwestern Africa, for example, the Atacama Desert of Chile in the present day. These too have life.
Today, desert animals have different ways of staying cool. The sidewinder keeps most of its body off the burning sand. Other animals, like meerkats, stay in the shade during the day, keeping out of the fierce sun.
Welcome to Smugglers Pub and Cafe, open 7 days a week with free parking all day. Our lunch menus have that old-fashioned flavour where we treat you like treasure with the food you'll savour.
We cater for children, grannies and granddads too, with special rates and privileges given to the elderly lunchtime crew. Our staff are friendly and kind and want to see you all come back time after time.
Daytime or evening, it doesn't matter. Give us a call on 546 4084 and we'll be happy to spoil ya.
Edward Gibbon, the bathroom specialist, have a great range of bathroom ideas at their showroom at 23 McGlashan Ave in Richmond. Call in and check out some of the latest bathroom designs and fittings. Edward Gibbon, the bathroom plumbing and drainage supply specialist, 23 McGlashan Ave, Richmond.
Why would you want to pay as much as $1,000 for a single bed mattress when you can buy a high quality locally made mattress like this for as little as $220? And a queen size mattress could cost you in excess of $3,000, but at Nelson Beds you could have a mattress like this as low as $425. So why would you go out and spend a fortune on your child's bedroom when you can come to Nelson Beds and buy a complete single mattress and base set, a 7-drawer Scotch chest, a headboard and a 3-drawer bedside cabinet for as little as $979? So call and discuss our custom manufacturing options and local after-sales service at Nelson Beds, Nelson's only bedding manufacturer.
Yes. Yes.
Yes. Here at Yes Shop, we love the word yes.
Yes!
We say yes to kitchenware. We say yes to beauty. We say yes to homewares. We say yes to fashion. We say yes to electronics.
Yes to Philips. Yes to Dell. Yes to Apple.
Happy Cool, Glad, Goldia, Huron and thousands of other products in our store.
Yes!
Say yes to TV shopping that's all about fun, made right here in New Zealand with Kiwi presenters like me.
Yes! Say yes to the ultimate service.
With dedicated presenters taking the product out of the box and showing you how it works.
And what it can do for you. Say yes to our international buying power. That lets us bring you the best bundles at the best bargains.
All from the comfort of your own home.
24 hours a day.
So what are you waiting for?
There's nothing quite like it.
Come with me.
Say yes to Yes Shop.
Yes!
Edward Gibbon, the bathroom specialist, have a great range of bathroom ideas at their showroom at 23 McGlashan Ave in Richmond. Call in and check out some of the latest bathroom designs and fittings. Edward Gibbon, the bathroom plumbing and drainage supply specialist, 23 McGlashan Ave, Richmond.
Nelson Tire Center. Great prices, great service. Buy your own Bryford trailer. All types, all sizes. See Colin Douglas for your tires and batteries.